So, becoming a dad has made me realize something that was quite unexpected to me. I genuinely thought that when I became a parent, I would struggle to stay fit and healthy. But what I've actually found is that fitness is the most important thing for me in terms of making sure that I show up as the best parent that I want to be. In this video, what I want to do is share with you guys why I think it's so important to take care of your fitness as a parent, but also to share with you some of the things that I do as part of my routines or as part of my day to day life to keep myself fit, so that maybe you guys can take some of these things into your own life if you're struggling with this and see the same benefits that I'm seeing. The story for me, before I had a child, I obviously had way more time to do these kind of things, to stay on top of my fitness and to socialize and do all those kind of things. By having more time, it meant that I was less intentional with my time. So it's funny that actually before becoming a parent, I was less fit than what I am now. And that's all to do with how I'm spending my time. For example, before I had a child, I would probably be drinking most weekends, if not every weekend, with very few exceptions. And that meant that Saturday and Sunday were written off. I very rarely trained. I'd often eat shit. I'd get takeaway. I'd get an extra late night meal to satisfy my dopamine or my alcohol crash that I needed to satisfy. Um, and obviously, these are all not intentional uses of time. I'm not saying that you have to get rid of fun from your life. Like, I still occasionally go out and I'll have some drinks, but now I'm in a position where I don't do that in excess because I know how much that will affect my fitness, how much it will affect how I show up for my daughter, and also it just affects the type of person I am. I'm a grumpy person when I've been out drinking and I'm hungover. Now that I have a child, I have less time on my hands, so I have to be way more intentional. These are the three reasons why I think it's so important to be fit as a parent. So, setting goals is one of the reasons for me. I genuinely think when you have fitness goals, that is something that is giving you a direction and a purpose with your training, and it means you're motivated, or at least more motivated, or energized to go on a journey to get from where you are now to where you want to go in terms of fitness. For me, that was going from a 2 hours and 10 minutes high rocks, which is the time I did before I had my child, to a sub 90-minute high rocks, which is the current thing I'm trying to do. So by having that information, I know what I need to do in terms of nutrition and training so that I can make the best progress towards that goal as possible. Now, I think there is a caution that we need to think about and talk about when setting goals. Goals have to be realistic, but also the goal itself shouldn't be the thing that brings you the joy or the happiness, or shouldn't be what you base your worth on. That actually the more important thing is how you get to that goal. It's the going to the gym, it's the getting up early, it's the building the routines and the systems that make you a fitter person. That's the most important thing. Because at the end of the day, if I go and do my next high rocks attempt and I don't get a sub 90, I don't want that to bring my mood down or throw me off the wagon and cause me to spiral and just give up on fitness. And this kind of leads a little bit into the next reason, setting the example that I want my daughter to follow. Like, I honestly believe that in life, things don't just get handed to you on a plate. You have to work hard and you have to be disciplined. Now, it's all right telling your kids that, right? I can imagine my mum probably told me many times that you have to be disciplined in life if you want to get what you want. But actually, the most important thing is seeing your parents actually do the thing they're telling you to do, leading by example. So for me, what I want to do is lead by example. When me and my daughter are having breakfast in the morning, she knows I've already been to the gym and I've already been for a run. And she can also see me at these events that I do, the races, the high rocks, the marathons. And she's there supporting and cheering me on. And she can see how that work and that hard work and discipline pays off. That's important for anything in life. Like, working hard in your career is going to mean that you have better results, you get paid better, all that kind of stuff. Now, I know that's quite a capitalist way of thinking about things. I think we do a disservice to our kids if we don't highlight this, at least, or at least show them that this is kind of how the world works and how you get rewarded in life. And the third reason for me why I think being fit is so important as a parent is, for me, it just makes me a better dad. I get rid of some of that pent up energy or anger or frustration that I sometimes have in life, that I think we all have in life. And I basically take that out on the dumbbells, or I take that out on my run in the morning before anyone's up. So I get rid of some of that negativity and some of that energy. But also, I know it sounds counterintuitive, but training regularly gives me energy. it makes me feel like I've accomplished something, and therefore I'm able to show up better for my children. I'm also fitter. So it means that I can get on the floor, I can roll around, I can throw my children up in the air, I can catch them, I can do all these exciting, playful, and exploratory activities that if I was unfit, I would not be able to do. So that's really important for me. And another thing, actually, on this, when I'm out for a run, if I have things going on in my head, problems that I'm trying to solve, when I go out for a run, that's a great opportunity for me to think through these things and come up with solutions or ideas and just mean that I take some of that stress and anxiety out of some of the problems I have going on in my life. These are usually work things, right? Meetings that you've got to have with people, all that kind of stuff. Like I can get that laid out in my mind while I'm running, and I usually finish that run feeling a little bit less anxious about those sort of situations. And then I guess the final point on being a better dad is it allows me to be healthier, which hopefully means that I can live longer and I can be around for longer. And I can be around specifically in better health for longer. Like, I would love to be the kind of grandparent who's still fit and healthy, who's able to do the same things that I can now with my daughter, with my grandchildren. But yeah, by being fit and healthy, I can be a better dad, in my opinion. Okay, so now the practical stuff or the things that I do. Firstly, I do get up quite early in the morning. I get up at 5:30 a.m. I'm not like one of those Instagram people who gets up at 3 in the morning and says you can't be the perfect dad or you can't be a parent unless you get up at 3 a.m. because that's not the case for me. But for me, getting up at 5:30 does allow me to get to the gym at 6, finish training at 7, and get back in time to have breakfast with my daughter and help her and my wife get ready for work or nursery. And that works really well for me because it's over and done with. At 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock when I finish work, I am then not got to worry about training. I am 100% focused and committed to playing and spending time with my family up until the point where my daughter goes to sleep. And then me and my wife have our own time, obviously, in the evenings where we can either chill. Quite often we enjoy, doing a bit of work or just getting on top of a few things. But that's why I train early in the morning. I do 2 strength sessions a week. I do 2 running sessions a week. I do endurance piece a week, which is using all the kind of, the bike machines, the Concept 2 rowers, all that kind of stuff in the gym. And I have one optional high rock style class a week. I train 5 to 6 times a week, which is quite excessive, but generally some of those sessions are easy. So when I have an easy session programmed, I make sure it's an easy session. Some of them are a little bit more intense, and so I make sure I match that intensity. Now, I understand that training 5 or 6 times a week is perhaps not realistic for some people. I do get that. Um, you can build up to that, I believe that, but yeah, sometimes that's not something that's realistic for people. But what could be realistic is just taking one step now, just saying, I'm going to go to the gym once a week and I'm going to run once a week. And I'm going to make sure that I hit 10,000 steps every day. Like that could be quite a reasonable goal for somebody who wants to just take the first steps in becoming a fitter version of themselves. In summary, I don't think fitness is separate from everything else. I think fitness is part of everything. It's part of showing up better at work. It's part of being a better husband. It's part of being a better dad. It plays into all of these different aspects of my life. Now, I'm not perfect. I do miss sessions. I have times where my motivation is really low. But at those points in time, I try and rely on the systems that I've put in place. For example, when my alarm goes off at 5:30 in the morning, I get out of bed and I get to the gym. My clothes are already lined up from the night before, so I can get to the gym now pretty much for 6 a.m. without thinking about anything, just running on autopilot. And that's something that's really helped me over the last few years. So just to summarize, right, if becoming a dad has taught me one thing, it's that your fitness is so important in your ability to show up and be the best father that you can be. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for listening. I'm sorry if I've ranted and waffled on a bit here, but please subscribe if you want to follow the journey. I'm going to be doing one YouTube video a week for the next 6 months. And this is only my second YouTube video, and it's taken me hundreds and hundreds of takes to get anything like this out. And it's still, to be honest, pretty poor quality. So I'm really going to be working on trying to make better quality videos, more informative videos. So if you like this and you want to join the journey and follow me along, then please do subscribe, like, whatever it is you're supposed to do. And thank you very much for watching.